The first time I saw Commander Velyra of the Zenthari fleet, she stood in the hangar surrounded by sparks and smoke. Her armor, obsidian black with faint blue veins of energy, looked half melted from plasma fire. The rest of her soldiers, tall silver-skinned beings with faintly glowing eyes, stood at attention while she surveyed the damage to her warsuit with visible irritation. I was the only human engineer aboard the Orines, their flagship. My assignment was simple: assist in repairs and learn their technology. In reality, I was an outsider, an earth mechanic in a world of warriors. When she turned her gaze on me, I froze. Her eyes, like liquid sapphire, scanned me up and down. "You are the human technician?" she asked, her voice smooth but commanding. "Yes, Commander. Technician Ryan Carter." "Then fix this," she said, lifting a gauntlet that hissed faintly, vents glowing red-hot. "I need it ready before next engagement." I nodded quickly, taking the piece from her hands. Even through my gloves, the metal pulsed faintly with residual energy, warm and alive. The Zenthari tech wasn't just machinery, it was biomechanical, half-living. As I worked, she stood nearby, arms crossed, watching every motion. The silence pressed heavy. "Your people build machines that need constant maintenance," she said finally. "Our armor heals itself. But when it's burned by plasma of its own kind," she trailed off. "It needs a gentle touch," I finished, tightening a microbolt. That earned me a faint, curious tilt of her head. "You understand." I didn't, not really, not yet. But I wanted to. For the next 3 days, I repaired piece after piece of her armor in the hangar bay. The Zenthari tech responded strangely to my touch. Normally, it resisted repair, rejecting interference like a living creature pushing back. But under my hands, the energy conduits calmed. The armor plates settled faster. The pulse of the suit's neural fibers aligned quicker. Commander Velyra noticed. On the third night, as I reattached her chest plating, she asked quietly, "Human, why does my suit respond to you?" I hesitated. "Maybe it's because I treat it like a living thing, not a machine." Her eyes lingered on me. "You speak as though you understand connection." "I try to," I said, forcing a smile. "Machines, people, it's all about empathy, right? You have to listen to what they need." She was silent for a moment, then said softer, "Empathy. That word. We have no perfect translation." When I reached out to adjust the stabilizer node near her collar, my gloved fingers brushed against her neck. She inhaled sharply, not in pain but in something closer to surprise. "Your hands," she said quietly, "feel warm." Froze. "Sorry, Commander. I didn't mean to." "Don't apologize." Her voice had changed, less commanding, more curious. "Your warmth stabilizes the neural links faster than our own energy tools. Continue." So I did. But from that night onwards something shifted. The next battle left half the hangar in chaos. The Orines had intercepted a Draven assault cruiser, and though the Zenthari were victorious, the commander's armor took direct hits. When she staggered into my workshop, smoke curling from her shoulder plates, I caught her before she fell. "Commander!" Her breathing was ragged. "System failure. Core temperature dropping." I laid her on the repair table, quickly connecting her suit to the regeneration frame. But the biotech pulsed weakly, refusing to rebind. I'd seen this before. The armor had bonded so deeply with its wearer that if she fell, so did it. "Velyra, stay with me," I said, forgetting protocol, forgetting titles. She opened her eyes, faint light flickering in them. "The armor. It's rejecting repair." "Then it's not the armor I'll fix," I murmured. I stripped off my gloves and pressed both hands to the exposed circuitry beneath her chest plate. The pulse was faint, like a heartbeat slowing. Focused, feeling the rhythm, syncing with it. I didn't know if it was science or madness, but I poured every bit of focus, warmth, and will I had into the connection. Her body arched faintly as the armor's core glowed, then steadied. The lights across her frame stabilized. Her voice came out barely above a whisper. Your hands, again. The warmth. Stay still, I said, heart pounding. It's working. The biocircuitry flared once more, sealing the fractures, restoring the flow. When it was done, she exhaled deeply, the tension leaving her body. For a long moment we stayed like that, me leaning over her, her gaze fixed on mine. The room hummed with quiet energy. Why do you help me like this, human? She asked softly. You could have let the systems work alone. I swallowed hard. Because I couldn't just stand by and watch you fade. Her eyes searched mine, something unspoken passing between us. Days later, after the battle had passed and the ship drifted peacefully in orbit over the neutral moon of Kareth, she called for me again. When I entered her quarters, I was surprised to find her not in armor but in her command robes, soft fabric instead of steel. She stood by the viewing window, the stars reflected in her hair. Technician Carter, she said, though her tone was gentler than before. You've done more than your duty. The fleet recognizes your contribution. I was just doing my job. She turned, a faint smile ghosting across her lips. Your job was to repair my armor. Yet somehow you repaired me. And blinked. She took a step closer. You humans speak of connection, of empathy. I did not understand until now. In battle I have always been alone. But when your hands touched the armor I felt alive. Not as a commander, but as a being. The air between us thickened. I couldn't find words. Her hand rose, brushing my wrist gently. The same place where I'd touched the armor. Even now, your warmth is strange to me. But I do not wish it to stop. I felt my breath catch. Then I won't stop. Outside, the stars drifted past the viewport, endless and silent. But inside that room, something deeper had formed, something fragile and profound. She looked up at me, her expression unreadable. Perhaps the war will end one day, she whispered. And when it does, maybe there will be time to learn more about this warmth. I smiled faintly. I'll be here, Commander. Whether it's for armor repairs or something else. She gave a small, rare laugh, soft and real. Then, with deliberate calm, she lifted her gauntlet, now fully restored, and pressed it lightly to my chest. It seems, she said, you've left a part of your warmth inside this armor. And in me. I didn't know what to say to that. So I said nothing. We simply stood there, human and alien, soldier and engineer, bound not by duty, but by a spark neither of our worlds could explain. And in that quiet, beneath the endless sea of stars, I realized something. Sometimes repair isn't about fixing what's broken. It's about finding the warmth that was missing all along.